From the Hero Law Firm Studios, welcome to the Gwinnett Daily Post Podcast. Today is Friday, December 9th, and on this day in 1922, comedian Red Fox was born.
You big dummy.
I'm Dan Ratcliffe, and here are your top stories presented by Peggy Slappy Properties. Jackson EMC is seeking scholarship applicants. We get our weekly Atlanta Gladiators update, and get our GDP Sports Update presented by Tom Wage's Funeral Home. We'll have all this and more coming up on the Gwinnett Daily Post Podcast.
Huddle up, everyone. Hi, I'm Peggy Slappy from Peggy Slappy Properties. Just like every good quarterback needs an offensive line, every home buyer and every home seller needs a good professional realtor on their side to keep them from getting sacked. Our trusted team of PSP Realtors has been helping Gwinnetians buy and sell homes for over 40 years, and we'd love to help you call the winning play. Come by our office today or see us online at psponline.com. Whatever your real estate need, our team of experienced professionals is here to serve you. Buying and selling a home is more than just a transaction. It's our priority. Peggy Slappy Properties is a trusted market leader in the greater Gwinnett area for 40 years and counting.
Well, I guess it's back to college for me, and that means it's time to... What did I teach you guys?
Party down?
Yes!
Jackson EMC is currently accepting applications for the annual Walter Harrison Scholarship, which provides $1,000 for academic expenses to students pursuing post-secondary education at Georgia colleges and tech schools. Applicants must be accepted or currently enrolled as a full or part-time student at any accredited 2- or 4-year university, college, or vocational-technical institute in Georgia. Student applicants must live in a primary residence served by Jackson EMC. The scholarship is merit-based, and students are evaluated on financial need, GPA, SAT scores, academic standing, scholastic honors, and community involvement. Applicants must complete an application and submit a biographical sketch with educational goals. To receive an application, students should contact their school guidance counselor or visit jacksonemc.com/Walter Harrison Scholarship.
Hello, Canada and hockey fans in the United States and Newfoundland.
And now our friends at the Atlanta Gladiators present our weekly update on the club.
And we're back with Mike Folta from the Atlanta Gladiators. And Mike, the Glads had a pretty solid weekend in South Carolina.
Yeah, Matt, good to be back with you here. The Glads picked up 2 points on the road in Greenville. It's going to be fun. It's a tight division. There's 6 of the 7 teams that are at or above 500 in our division right now. So even though it's early, it's never too close to start, or never too early to start looking at the standings. And it's going to be fun watching the Glads battle it out against a lot of other good teams.
Absolutely. And so now, you have a few days off, and then we've got a couple of home games coming up.
Yeah, a couple of big ones. We've got 2 here coming up on Friday and Saturday against the Orlando Solar Bears, who are the one team in the division who is below 500. So the Glads with a good opportunity to pick up some points here against a team that's down a little bit and in front of a good home crowd as well. There's two games that are both supposed to be pretty big. We got Sing for Santa night on Friday. It's going to be kind of a festive atmosphere. A bunch of kids from local schools are going to be in here singing Christmas carols. And then on Saturday, it's our $10 mesh replica jersey night. And so, or our mesh replica jersey frenzy, if you will. And so for just $10, our fans can purchase the replica jersey. It's our old colors, the garnet and gold. And it's going to be an awesome night. Our mesh replica jersey was a big success last year, and it's going to be even bigger and better this year.
You are not going to be able to find a good hockey jersey for $10 in those places. I mean, so this is a great promotion.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. And we see a bunch of them from last year that people picked up last year that are still wearing them to all of our games this year and stuff. So it's going to be a really fun night. It's going to be 2 pretty big crowds as well.
And definitely the Sing for Santa. It's always fun to get the holiday season going and getting all that.
Yeah, we got a bunch of kids coming out singing carols and all that stuff. So hockey and the holidays just go together. It just makes sense. And so our Sing for Santa night coming up on Friday is an embodiment of that.
Absolutely. And we'll go ahead and look ahead to next week. It's another big weekend as Blue Land's back.
Oh, yeah. December 16th. That is going to be incredibly exciting. We've been talking about it for a few weeks here, but we're throwing it back to the Thrashers days of old here in Atlanta. The Gladiators are going to be wearing these special Gladiators and Thrashers jerseys that's going to look just like the Thrashers jerseys from old. We're going to reveal those here coming up soon. But we've also got, T-shirts and rally towels that we're doing for that night. It's going to be a ton of fun. And if you don't have tickets yet, you better jump on it, because we're starting to sell out here in some of our premium sections. So tickets are going fast to that. And that is going to be just an insane atmosphere. We have we have some special messages from old Thrashers that we're going to play on social media and in the arena as well. And so it's going to be a fun night for everybody who has been around the Thrashers in the past and is still a part of hockey in Atlanta here in the present.
Fantastic. Yeah, that sounds so exciting. I'm really looking forward to that. And that's going to be just a great event. Sounds like a lot of fun coming up. Where can people get tickets?
AtlantaGladiators.com is the best place to get that. It's sad, Matt. We hear these horror stories of people paying, $60, $70 for Gladiators tickets. And that's just, you really don't need to be paying that much from, a third party market. You need to go to the team website, get your tickets through AXS, or call the front office at 770-497-5100. Our reps will take care of those taxes and fees for everybody. But AXS is our ticket partner, and that's where you can get the most affordable tickets, so you can bring the most people out and you can be the loudest at these games coming up here these next 2 weekends.
Absolutely. Yeah, go through the Gladiators ticket office. They'll take care of you, but a lot of fun coming up. And Mike, as always, I appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, no doubt. Thanks, Matt.
Before you get our vote, you're going to have to answer some questions. Questions like,
when is the election? How soon do we have to decide?
What are the names of the two people running? And be specific.
If State Representative Jasmine Clark of Lilburn has any say in the matter, the window between a general election and a runoff will be 2 weeks longer in the future. Clark announced on Wednesday that she will pre-file legislation to extend the window between the general election and runoff from 4 weeks to 6 weeks. The biggest impact would be a longer early voting period for runoff, with counties required to offer at least one Saturday voting day during early voting. The bill would address the shortened timeline for the election that led to various issues with voters receiving their absentee ballots in time, extremely long lines, and many people not having the option for weekend voting. Until the 2020 election cycle, the window had been 9 weeks, but it was shortened to 4 weeks as part of election reforms that became law last year. What resulted in this year's runoff was conflicting information over when early voting could begin, due to Thanksgiving being in the window, followed by lawsuits over early voting and absentee ballots that voters in at least one county did not receive. If the rules outlined in Clark's legislation had been in place for this year's runoff, the election would have been held on December 20th. Gwinnett County also would have been able to offer 19 days of early voting, the number it traditionally offers before an election, starting the Monday after Thanksgiving.
We sat down with Lauren Livesay and Colin Cappy, second-generation employees at Mall of Georgia Chrysler Dodge Jeep, to talk about their great customers both here in Gwinnett and across the country.
Well, one of my neighbors bought all his cars from us, and when I see him in the morning, I give him a good wave, and I'm very thankful for that. And he continues to want to purchase vehicles from us because of the good experiences he's had.
We have people from out of state that will come back that have been buying cars from us for years that'll drive on in or fly on in, trade in their car, get a new one, and leave. And we have some that are just loyal customers that have been with us for 28, 29 years. But then we have the ones, we have a very big online presence. We've been getting a lot of product, and we've been shipping them out all over the United States.
Mall of Georgia Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Go see them on the lot at 4345 Buford Drive in Buford, or go online and find them at mallofgeorgiachryslerDodgeJeep.com. From the water that flows from your tap to the roads you drive on your way to work, Gwinnett County government provides high-quality services to residents every day. Our residents, businesses, schools, local governments, and nonprofits have a long tradition of working together to make Gwinnett the best place to live, work, play, and raise a family. Together, we'll ensure that Gwinnett is a place where everyone thrives. Learn more about county services at GwinnettCounty.com and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at GwinnettGov.
The Gwinnett Daily Post is giving away a 4-pack of tickets to see the Atlanta Gladiators. Call 404-997-8655 and leave a voicemail for your chance to win. And now sports editor Will Hammock joins us for our GDP Sports Update presented by Tom Wages Funeral Home.
And we're back with Will Hammock, the editor of the Gwinnett Daily Post Sports section. And Will, you know, it's a big weekend because we have Mill Creek playing for a state football title.
Yeah, it's the marquee game in Gwinnett in the state this week. The 7A state championship game always caps off the weekend, and obviously the biggest weekend in the history of Mill Creek football. About to play the biggest game in school history against Carrollton. I think it's going to be a great game. Both these teams are pretty explosive offensively. They've been pretty dominant in the playoffs. I think a lot of people thought Carrollton might lose to Colquitt County last week, but Carrollton went down and scored a big win down there. So it's going to be quite the matchup. I think it's going to be a 4-quarter war, which Mill Creek hadn't had one of those yet. They've had 4 running clocks in the playoffs. So I'm interested to see how they're going to handle it if they get into a 4-quarter battle. Where their kids have to play that long, they have a close game. I think they'll respond, though, and I think looking forward to that game. Hopefully Mill Creek can make some history with their first state title.
Yeah, that was something we talked about last week, that Mill Creek has been very dominant in the playoffs, and as great as that is, you do wonder kind of what happens when they do get a challenge. So that'll be fascinating to watch. The game's going to be Saturday. For those, you know, where can people get tickets? And then for those who can't, it's going to be on TV, right?
Yeah, it's on GoFan. The tickets are all on GoFan. Look under GHSA. You can find it there. The game's at 7 o'clock on GPB, so it'll be a statewide broadcast on Georgia Public Broadcasting. So you'll be able to check that out, and hopefully it's some good news for the Hawks.
And then some other high school football news in Gwinnett. Seconders head coach Aaron Hill has stepped down, and this was his first year as Seconders coach because this is their first year having a program, correct?
Yeah, I think that was kind of the surprise. It was just a 1-year thing at a new school. It'll be a tough job for somebody to come in. You're coming into a second-year school and pretty young in the process. So it's almost like you're starting the building process over with a new head coach after the first year. A little bit surprising to hear. They went 0-7 against varsity teams this year, but they're in a pretty good spot. They're situated right between Buford, Mill Creek, and Mountain View. So there's some talent up in that area. I think there's a pretty bright future with that football program. I think it'll be pretty positive. But Coach Hill's tweet said that he became his clear that his vision and for the future of the program and the administration's view did not align. So it sounded like they didn't get along on some front, and he decided he was going to take his talents elsewhere. So look forward to Secondary hiring somebody new that'll hopefully be able to build that program into something special.
Yeah, I mean, and that's definitely just wild to see. But Secondary, you know, it's probably going to take a few years to get that built because of how competitive Gwinnett is. But you know, when you see all the talent there, once it gets built, I mean, you figure they can be as good as anybody else. So it's definitely a good landing spot, particularly maybe for a younger coach that is wanting to start out somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to take somebody that's going to have to commit 4 or 5 years to the process before they see any fruits of the labor. But they got some good young kids in that program and some good young kids that'll be coming through the system. They took a big chunk out of the Mill Creek district. So, you know, there's a lot of players in that area that are coming into Secondary. So look forward to seeing what they can do.
And so we'll turn to college football. It is finally bowl season. All kinds of great games, and it means all kinds of great Gwinnett players will get spotlighted on national TV.
Yeah, and I think to start with Gwinnett broadcasters, it's pretty noteworthy that ESPN's coverage, they're going to have 4 Gwinnett grads involved in the coverage. Of course, everybody knows David Pollock from Shiloh. He's a big star over there at ESPN with their college football coverage. But Matt Stinchcomb, a Parkview grad, he's going to be do a couple of bowls as the color analyst. And Andrea Carter, a Buford grad, and Tiffany Blackman, a North Gwinnett grad. They're sideline reporters who play pretty prominent roles at ESPN. So, and Tiffany's going to do one of the semifinal between TCU and Michigan. She'll be one of the sideline reporters. So that's a great gig for her. And then when you talk about what's happening on the field, I did the math the other day. Out of the 42 bowls, 34 will have at least one Gwinnett player. A total of 116 Gwinnett players in bowls. So it should be plenty for you guys to watch on TV if you want to check out a Gwinnett player.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Just a ton of the players there. And I know, we'll see guys playing against each other. I know they talked about during the ACC championship the other night, they were highlighting Barrett Carter from Swanee, who's now at Clemson, and Josh Downs, who's now at North Carolina. I mean, two guys that knew each other, and you could see a little bit of trash talk going on between them. It was definitely fun to see a couple of hometown guys go back and forth in that game.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of on-field reunions like that during bowl season. A lot of these games are going to be Gwinnett guys against Gwinnett guys, and also like you said, former high school teammates going against each other. Like the other night in the ACC championship game, both those guys are North Gwinnett guys, and I think out of the group, North Gwinnett has the vast majority of the guys playing in bowls. So you'll probably see a lot of North Gwinnett reunions going on through bowl season.
Absolutely, a lot of fun stuff to watch, a lot of great football, and then it gets kind of going for us Saturday night with Mill Creek. Well, Will, as always, I love having you come by, and look forward to hopefully talking about Mill Creek Championship next week.
Sounds great.
The Philadelphia WIN chapter, National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution, recently presented individual and group community service awards at its November monthly meeting. 2 awards are presented each year to recognize deserving individuals and organizations for outstanding voluntary service, which includes unpaid achievements in cultural, educational, humanitarian, patriotic, historical, citizenship, or environmental conservation endeavors. Frances Huff Johnson was recognized for her dedicated work as the archive chairperson at the Gwinnett Historical Society. The NSDAR Community Service Award was presented to her in honor of her many volunteer hours of service over the past years working to collect, document, and preserve historical documents, photographs, and objects which significantly reflect on the history of Gwinnett County. The Lawrenceville Cooperative Ministry was recognized for serving the communities of Lawrenceville and Decula for many years. In addition to support of local churches, many additional volunteers are needed to organize and deliver this service. The Lawrenceville Co-op volunteers strive to serve with Christian love, preservation of client dignity, promotion of self-responsibility, and partnership with other community service providers. Lawrenceville Co-op provides boxes of food and hygiene staples on a weekly basis. Beyond that, clients are connected to providers for help with additional needs, such as clothing and shelter. And now we have 5 events to get you out there this weekend.
Hello, Gwinnett listeners. It's another beautiful December weekend, and we have 5 things to get you out there this weekend. For additional events, please visit the community calendar at GwinnettDailyPost.com. Saturday at noon in downtown Lawrenceville, it's Merry Little Christmas Experience. In Lawrenceville, there will be a holiday market at the Lawrenceville Lawn. Santa and his reindeer make a visit, holiday music will be playing, and you can do some shopping on the square and dine al fresco at one of the local restaurants. For more information, please go to downtownlawrencevilleGA.com. Sunday at 2 p.m. and then again at 7 p.m., it's the Trans-Siberian Orchestra at the Gas South Arena. Trans-Siberian Orchestra is returning to Gwinnett County this Christmas season, bringing its The Ghost of Christmas Eve, The Best of TSO and More tour to the county. Promoters say this year's show is a completely updated presentation of the unforgettable multi-generational holiday tradition, The Ghost of Christmas Eve. Duluth's Gas South Arena will host 2 shows on Sunday, one at 2 p.m. and the other at 7. Tickets for the show can be purchased at axs.com or by phone at 770-626-2464. A portion of the proceeds will benefit the Atlanta Community Food Bank and Komen Atlanta. For more information, please go to transsiberian.com. Today and tomorrow from 6 to 8:30 p.m., it's Lawrenceville Lights. This event is being put on by the Lawrenceville First United Methodist Church. The drive-through Christmas light display at the church's historic campground is free to attend. The location is 700 Brazelton Highway in Lawrenceville. For more information, please go to lawrencevillelights.org. On Saturday and Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. and then again on Monday from 6 to 8 p.m., It's Walk Through Bethlehem. This is a Christmas tradition for Simpsonwood United Methodist Church. There is nothing quite like the village of Bethlehem, reenacted as it was as a small village for Jesus' birth. Children will be mesmerized by the frankincense, gold, and myrrh, particularly as it sparkles in the flames. They will get up close with camels, sheep, donkeys, and cows as they imagine the trip Mary took on the back of a donkey. They will get to hear stories around the campfire and see the money changers in action and look into the King David Inn. There is a bakery, fur shop, and the favorite grape stompers. Plan an outing with your extended family and don't forget to bring canned goods for the neighborhood cooperative ministry. This is located at Simpsonwood Park, 4511 Jonesbridge Road in Peachtree Corners. For more information, please go to simpsonwoodumc.org/walk-through-Bethlehem. Tonight from 6:30 to 8:30, it's the Norcross Carriage Rides. At Taste of Britain in Norcross, carriage rides will be dashing through Norcross throughout the month of December, boarding in front of Taste of Britain. Joe Watkins has provided carriage rides to the city for more than 20 years. Rides are available Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Through December 21st, from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., the rides are free to the public. For more information, please go to norcross.net. Hopefully some of these great holiday events pique your interest and they will get you out there this weekend. Have a safe and fun time, Gwinnett County.
Making your weekend plans? There's never a dull moment in the DTL. Visit the historic Lawrenceville Square or one of our more than 20 unique restaurants and eateries, breweries, and eclectic shops. Enjoy an outdoor concert or movie at the Lawrenceville Lawn, an Aurora Theater show at the Lawrenceville Arts Center, multiple brunch options, the Slow Pour Sunday Market, and so much more. Visit downtownlawrencevilleGA.com for a full events calendar, helpful links, and details. That's downtownlawrencevilleGA.com.
Why talk to Tom M. Wages Funeral Home Service today? You remove the financial and emotional stress from your loved ones. On the worst day of their lives, your family doesn't need to add financial stress to the pain of loss. You protect them. A pre-funded, pre-arranged funeral allows your family to grieve and mourn without the worry of how to pay. Plus, the peace of mind you have knowing everything is taken care of is priceless. Don't leave the worry and stress to your loved ones. Take care of your funeral pre-arrangements now. Let the family service professionals at Tom M. Wages in Snellville or Lawrenceville help you. Call Tom M. Wages today at 770-979-3200 or email jim@wagesfuneralhome.com. Tom M. Wages, the most respected and requested funeral home in Gwinnett County.
It's hockey time in the A. The Atlanta Gladiators return to Gas South Arena for another season of huge hits, incredible goals,
lands down for Oliver. Oliver shoots and rebound loose. They score!
And wild celebrations. Head over to AtlantaGladiators.com to get your tickets today as we celebrate 20 years of Atlanta Gladiators hockey. The Atlanta Gladiators, Atlanta's hockey team.
Again, Kylie gets it back. Near side Vitelli. He shoots and scores!
Thanks again for listening to today's Gwinnett Daily Post Podcast. Did you know over 50% of Americans listen to podcasts weekly? Make sure you join us for our next episode and share this podcast on social media with your friends and family. Add us to your Alexa Flash Briefing or Google Home Briefing, and be sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. This podcast is a production of BG Ad Group. Darren Sutherland, Executive Director. Jacob Sutherland, Director. Matt Golden, News Director. Chin Ray Zhang, Director Producer. And Jason Gentarola, Audio Producer. All rights reserved.